Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Marder 38T. It's a tier 4 German tank destroyer. It's located on the eastbourne of Sand River Encounter, and it's under the command of Colonel Coyote. Now, this tank destroyer could have one of two different guns, a 7.5cm, which is of German design. In fact, it's the Pak 40, the same as in the FCM 36 Pak 40, or it can actually have a 7.62cm Soviet field gun, which is the M1936. And well, the reason it actually has a Soviet gun, some of them did, was because the Germans captured a huge number of these field guns during Barbarossa in the invasion of the Soviet Union, and they were rather good at destroying tanks, so they thought that they were better than their own field guns, so they mounted some of them on top of these vehicles. Now, they only built 344 of these, and they were actually based on the Panzerkampfwagen 38T, which is a Czech tank, and put into German service. And basically it's the same hull that you'd actually have for the Guerilla. So they were manufacturing quite a lot of these at Pilsen and then using them for the German forces. Now, it's actually got a very fast rate of fire, a very good alpha. It's 110 alpha if it's the standard 75mm or the Pak 40 one. Yes, it has got that. 108mm of pen with standard ammo, and with the premium rounds it will go through 154mm. Looks like the enemy's trying to outflank us and they're coming around the north. That's a good shot on the Panzer T25. Has an awesome rate of fire, this tank. Standard fire rate is 3.64 per shot, and you can see that Colonel Coyote's got it down to 3.56. It's a very decent pen. Oh, he set that T34 on fire. And another round in. That M5 Stuart keeps poking around the corner, and there comes the Panzer T25 again. Yeah, he's kind of made himself an easy target. Colonel Coyote's racking up the damage here. He's already just under 1,000 hit points. And there's his first kill. The Panzer T25 bites the dust. But there's still plenty of enemies out there. And there are 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment, so the enemy seems to have surprised us and done rather well. There's that Panzer T24, a T34. Not Panzers, it's a Soviet T34. And there's his second kill. Yeah, he's doing very well in this game so far. Most of the enemies who came around the corner have been wiped out. He's trying to auto aim. You actually have to manually aim this one because the targets tend to move rather quickly, and to keep up with them you really need to aim with a sniper view. You don't want to get hit by the enemy. You've got very thin armor. And he gets his third kill now. That was the M8A1, and now he's getting shots on that M5 Stuart. I think that was a blind hit. There he is. That one didn't go through, which is amazing. He's trying to auto aim. No, you can't do that on this. You have to... The shell's fast, but these tanks are moving so quickly you have to aim ahead of them. So manually aiming is recommended. It's got a very wide traverse, this gun, as well. 28 degrees either side of the centre line, so that's 56 degrees in total. And it's, yeah, it's got a very fast aim time. Looks like the enemy's capping at the moment. And we're back now to 9 either side. Italian P40, P2640. One round in. And another one right through the centre. Looking around for targets. That M5A1 is north of the rocks, so we can't get him at the moment. And we just lost our Matilda to the enemy T34. So our guys are now going into the cap. Oh, that one glanced off the P2640, but that didn't. That went in, and he's now one shot. Oh no, he didn't go that way. He stopped behind the rocks, and that's a kill. So he's got his 4th kill of the game already. And potentially he's got 20% of the enemy hit pool. He might actually have a high caliber already from this game. There's the other M5A1. He's come down from the area near the rocks. He's looks like he's got to the village. Yep, you can just see him flashing between the buildings. There he is. Oh, and another kill. That's 5 now. So he's the lead scorer in the game. Now, why did this tank destroyer come about? Well, mainly it's because the Germans were having a lot of trouble with tanks like the Matilda, which they met in both Eastern Europe and also in the North African desert, the Desert Corps, the Africa Corps. So they needed a tank destroyer that could actually take down the Matilda, and they actually found that the 7.5 centimeter Pak 40 or the Soviet 7.62 gun, which they had plenty of because they captured a load, were actually very good. Well, it looks like our guys are trying to cap out. There's only 2 enemies left. There's a Hetzer and an M41 HMC. One of them has left the cap, the T28. Now, it's actually not known as the Marder 38T in reality, because they actually called it the Marder 38H. They never called it the Marder 38T, but Wargaming did in the game. And it is, if you actually have it with the Pak 40 gun, it is the exact same gun that you find in the FCM 36 Pak 40, but the values are not the same. Wargaming have beefed up the values for the FCM 36 Pak 40 because it's a premium tank destroyer. Yeah, you want to hide from the enemy in this thing though, because it doesn't have much armor, so it's very vulnerable to enemy fire. He's going to cap out. Oh, the M41 was trying, and that's it. They've capped out to win. And they've just found the enemy Arty, and that's it. The game's over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the first ace tanker for Colonel Coyote in the Marder 38T. You can tell it's the first one because he's got scrolls underneath, and you only get that the first time. He also managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, just 1 short of a Top Gun, but 1/3 of the enemy team, as well as a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8, and he got a high caliber as well for dealing the most damage in that game overall. And just look at that win rate, 10,111. That's CPU income and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see he got the highest damage with 2,119 hit points. The nearest player to him was the T-34 on the enemy team with 1,398. And after that, it was the Matilda 4 on his own team with 1,305. Nobody else managed to get over 1,000 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those, but he shared that with the T-34 because they both got 5 kills apiece. And 2 kills for the Matilda 4, the BDR-G1B and the P2640, who also picked up a Aslains medal in that game because he was tier 4 and he took out tier 5 opponents. And when it came to base XP, only player to get over 1,000 base was Colonel Coyote with 1,052. The next highest being the Matilda 4 with 819, and after that the BDR-G1B with 585. He fired 39 rounds of ammunition in that game, got 23 direct hits on the enemy and 21 penetrations. Damage of 2,019 hit points, of which 1,980 were at more than 300 meters. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, 4 cap points in the end because of course he got into the cap. Everyone was either trying to find the last remaining enemies or they were capping out. I think actually it probably was wise to cap out because seeing as the last 2 enemies were a Hetzer and the M41, I only think they would have found and killed the M41. In fact, they did find him, but didn't kill him. But if they chased around trying to find the Hetzer might have actually managed to kill them one by one if he come down to the north bank of the river and shot into the cap area. And that could have been a bit awkward because sometimes no cap kill all can work out against you. So capping out sometimes is the best option to end the game quickly and then quickly get into another game afterwards. He earned 26,867 credits from the game, 13,433 from personal reserves bonus, was on a premium account as well, 40,300 credits altogether, and after ammunition respawning, yes, he did fire some premium ammo, but he kept it to a minimum. He ended up with 10,270 credits profit, 25 bonds because he completed a mission, 1,578 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,156 from personal reserves, took away 6,312 experience points altogether. So the Marder 38T, let's have a quick look at the armor profile for this thing. Yeah, I'm afraid it's very, very weak armor. If you see the live, you think, oh my god, it's weak all over. But you can see where the heavy metal is here straight away, because the red parts are the thick metal. 50mm at the front there, and on the viewport where the driver is, you're looking at 50.8 there. It's very weak on this area here, 12mm. The lower plate is only 15mm. The sides of the vehicle is only 15mm. The gun shield's 15mm. Just about anything. A tier 1 tank could penetrate this tank. 15mm at the rear. This gun shield's only designed to stop shell splinters and bullets. It's not really designed to stop shells. So this is why this tank destroyer has to hide. It's very tall, it stands up very prominent, so yeah, it's very vulnerable to enemy fire. So you need to hide and shoot at them from a long distance, and that's why you need to aim carefully using sniper vision, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to take down the enemy. But it is an effective tank destroyer because that 7.5cm gun, the PaK 40, it does penetrate. Let's have a quick look at the modules. Well, you can see that there's a rather unusual arrangement here, because we've got the driver on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side normally be. Transmission in front of him. The engine is actually in the back, and if we turn it around, you can see it's sandwiched between two fuel tanks. So if you do shoot towards the rear of this vehicle, you're either going to get a fuel fight or you're going to knock out the engine. There's two big ammo racks deep inside the hull, and there's another one up on the right-hand side next to the driver, which can be kind of uncomfortable for him. The commander is also the gunner in this one, so he's got an ammo rack on one side of him. The loader's also got an ammo rack on the other side. He's also got the radio, and I think that is actually the radio operator down inside the hull. I'm not absolutely sure about that 100%. I think it is, which is an odd place for him to be considering the radio is up here. But yes, it's kind of light on crew, light on armor, and very easy to make go bang if you put the shell in the right spot. So yes, aim for the hull of this vehicle. You should connect with something that is a critical hit. I hope you enjoyed that replay. Congratulations to Colonel Coyote for getting his first ace tanker in the Marder 38T. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.